Hey students, this is Mr. Boyd. This week we're going to take a look at solving inequalities. So in this lesson, we're going to begin by looking at graphing inequalities and then solving multi-step inequalities. So let's start off with reviewing graphing. So this inequality says x is greater than -4. What that tells me is that all of the solutions, all the numbers that make this true, are greater than -4 or larger than -4. To use set notation, now set notation is just a method of writing your solution set. And the way we do that is, first of all, we use braces. This signifies that we're doing a set. And what you do is you write the set of x. This line stands for the word such that, so this reads the set of x such that x is greater than -4. To graph this, here's -4 on our number line. Is not equal to -4 because it says all the numbers greater than -4. So to show that it's not equal to -4, we put an open circle and then shade to the right. Okay. Now this next one reads x is less than 6. The solution set in set notation would be written as the set of x such that x is less than 6. So if this is our number 6 on the number line, again, it does not include the number 6. So we're going to put an open circle on the number 6 and then shade to the left. And be sure to shade an arrowhead in on the left to signify that that solution set continues to go to the left. So the next one down reads x is greater than or equal to 10. Again, our set notation, we would start with our brace, set of x, such that x is greater than or equal to 10. This is 10 on our number line. This one says x is greater than or equal to, therefore it includes the number 10. So we will shade that in. And it's greater than, and greater than is always to the right on the number line. So we would shade out to the right and shade in the arrow. And also notice that I'm doing all the shading on the number line and not above the number line. The next one is just the same, so I won't bother to go ahead and do that one. Okay, guys, I would like for you to pause the video now, and I would like for you to answer the question. Describe when to use open versus a closed dot when graphing an inequality, and then what is the difference between the two? When you're finished, hit play and start back up and see how you did. Okay, guys, so an open circle is used whenever you have a less than, greater than, or not equal to. And a closed or shaded in circle is used whenever it's less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, or just equal to. So the main theme here is that it is equal to a number, which shows us that the closed circle includes the number in the solution set. The open circle does not include the number in the solution set. So you may want to pause the video and write that in your note. All right, let's move on to this next example. So we solve inequalities the same way we did equations in the last unit. So here I see that I am subtracting 1. We'll go ahead and draw my line. Here I see I'm subtracting 1 in this inequality, so to undo that, I'm going to add 1. So that's going to leave me with 2x on the left, greater than 7 plus 1 is 8. Next, I'll need to divide by 2 to continue to isolate x. And that's going to give me x is greater than 4. The properties that I use, the properties that we use are just as similar to the properties of equality. So this would be the addition property of inequalities. And this would be the division property of inequalities. So as you can see, just like our properties of equality, we have similar properties of inequalities. Our set notation for this solution would be the set. Draw your brace. Practice that a little bit. You can see I got a little sloppy there. X such that x is greater than 4. If I can do better on that side, not much. Okay, so then if I have 4 on my number line, again, this does not include 4, so I'm going to put an open circle, and it's greater than, so I'm going to shade to the right. Okay, let's move on to our next example. Here I see x divided by 3 plus 3 is less than or equal to negative 4. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my line. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. So then that's going to leave me with x divided by 3 on the left-hand side and negative 7 on the right-hand side. Okay. The next step to isolate x is to undo the division by 3. So to undo that, I'm going to multiply by 3 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that leaves me with 1x on the left. Less than or equal to negative 7 times 3 is negative 21. Okay. So what properties did we use here? Well, just like with the properties of equality, they're pretty much the same. This is going to be the subtraction property. Of inequalities, and this is going to be the multiplication property of inequalities. Our solution set in set notation would be the set of x, such that x is less than or equal to negative 21. Okay. All right, so if this is negative 21, now this one is less than or equal to, so it includes the number 21, so we'll shade in that dot. And then less than would be to the left. Very interesting that the less than symbol means that you're going to shade to the left. Okay. So now let's move on to our next example. All right, here I see I've got a multi-step inequality, and I see I've got some distributive properties, so I'm going to go ahead and do that first. I'm going to multiply both of these numbers or terms inside the parentheses by 2. That's going to give me 2x minus 8 is greater than 30. And just like with the previous examples, we'll go ahead and solve it using our inverse operations. So here we'll add 8 to both sides. That's going to leave us with 2x is greater than 38. And of course, the last step would be to divide by 2 to isolate x. And so that's going to leave us with x is greater than 19. Again, our properties here, this would be the addition property of inequalities. And this would be our division property. Okay. Our solution set in set notation would be the set of x such that x is greater than 19. To graph that, it's greater than, not greater than or equal to, so we're going to put an open circle on 19 and shade to the right because numbers that are greater than 19 are going to be to the right of 19. Okay, here we've got another example of a distributive property, but it looks like we've got variables on both sides. Let's go ahead and distribute. That's going to give me 8x minus 40 is less than or equal to 30 minus 2x. So let's get our variables together first. Let's add 2x to both sides since the minus 2x is smaller. I'm going to choose to add the 2x to both sides. 10x minus 40 is less than or equal to 30. So then we'll add 40 to both sides. That's going to give me 10x is less than or equal to 70. I'll divide by 10. And x is less than or equal to 7. So here we used our distributive property. Then we used our addition property of inequalities. Then we used our addition property of inequalities yet again. And then we used our division property of inequalities. Our solution set is the set of x such that x is less than or equal to 7. So here's our number 7. We'll shade in that 7. And then we'll shade to the left for all those numbers less than 7. Okay, let's take a look at one of these word problems. So it says the Madison cheerleaders need to raise at least. So at least is a key word for greater than or equal to $500. Okay, now let's take a look. How are they going to raise those $500? Sonny's Barbecue donated $150 and they're selling tickets to the dance for $10 each. And that means that they started out with $150 and they're adding $10 a piece times T, the number of tickets. So let's let T equal the number of tickets sold. Okay? And so you would need to solve that two-step inequality to find your solution. All right, I'd like for you guys to try the next one. See if you can put the inequality together. I'm going to pause the video. Please pause the video and try it, and then press play. Okay, guys, let's see how you did. So we don't know how many blankets they had on Friday that was donated on Friday. That's what we're asked to find. So we'll let X be that. And we see that they've already received 42 and 65. So X plus 42 plus 65 needs to again be at least 160. So guys, if you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button. See ya.